What's up, y'all? This is Cole from Free Trading Academy, pushing on in our course, teaching you guys how to make $1,000 a day in the Forex market. All right, so we're continuing our conversation on patterns. All right, last video, we talked extensively about head and shoulders. That's definitely my favorite pattern. That's the most reliable pattern. Again, it's a pattern that most traders are looking at on their charts. So whenever you have multiple traders looking for the same thing and trading the same thing, then that increases its reliability. Okay. So these two patterns we're going to talk about in this video real quick. We're talking flags and we're talking double tops. So flags, they're also called pennants. They're basically the same thing. Flags are normally continuation patterns. All right. So if you are in a strong trend, flags usually occur right after a large impulse move. Okay, so if this is your thing, you're like, man, I don't know what it is, but I just love trading me some flags. All right, and you want to find them, look for a strong impulse move, and this price action that happens after the move is the flag. All right. I like to think of it as buyers or sellers, depending on which trend you're trading, basically catching their breath after this. This is also, you could kind of look at it like a bear trap as well. We talked about market manipulation a few videos ago, because if you're trading this in real time, you're thinking, well, maybe we might get a reversal here. Price looks like it's exhausted. It's not really making higher highs. So you could have some eager traders that see this bearish candle right here and they think, all right, it's time. I'm going to ride this down and try and get me a quick sell. Okay. And that does happen. None of these patterns are 100% accurate, but we teach them because they're more accurate than not. All right, and they tend to repeat themselves over time. So what you'd be looking for here is now, okay, well, flags usually occur after a strong impulse move. All right, it's usually a trend continuation pattern. So I'm going to wait for this to develop. Okay, so you're going to draw your trend line. We got two touches here. We got two touches here. Boom, boom. And then we're just going to wait for price to break out of this range here. So again, sometimes it could break to the downside. This is when you'd want to combine some of the other tools that we've talked about. We won't go into detail on that. If you're confused about what I'm referring to, then go back and watch some of the previous videos. All right. So assuming that our bias is to the upside, which it should be because this is a continuation pattern, we're looking at, just like with the head and shoulders, all right, we're looking at either the break, we want to break and close, all right, break and close of this pattern, or we wait for the retests, all right, which we always get a retest. So wait for the retest, you ride it back up. Okay, so again, our bias is to the upside. We're not really looking for sales unless we get an obvious break and retest. And that's pretty much it. All right, this is a pattern a little bit more clean, for the newer traders. So you're gonna wait for your impulse move. Price is gonna bounce around a little bit, and then you're gonna wait for the break. All right, and then the retest. Excuse me. Lastly, with the double top, this is like the cousin of the head and shoulders. All right. This is the cousin. All right, they're in, kind of related, but basically the same kind of thing. All right, a double top is an exhaustion pattern. All right, it indicates that the dominant trend is coming to a close, and at some point we are going to see price begin to move in the opposite direction. All right, the what's going on behind the scenes is you have buyers making a push, all right, sellers stepping in, they say no, time to correct, and then buyers who still have some power making a push. Now their hopes is that price will go way up here, that the trend will continue, all right, but they just don't have enough strength at this point, and then the sellers take it back down. All right, so again, these, just like head and shoulders, have necklines that we want to break, and this is what we use as confirmation. All right, so I like to just do the lowest swing that was created. Once this level is broken, then I'm looking to enter. All right. Okay, so we have a convincing break here. Again, I trade these a little bit more aggressively because they tend to be more reliable, especially when combined. I'm sure if I go back and draw, you're probably trading into a supply zone right here. All right, we have divergence on the RSI, just like we looked at. I laughed because this is just so obvious right here. I mean, this is crazy. Um, we have some serious divergence on the RSI. All right. Price is, let me get this. There you go. Price is not making this much of a lower low on our regular charts, but the momentum here is indicating that it is. So that means that buyers are they just don't have it no more. All right. So as soon as we get prices starting to push through around this level, I'm realistically taking the sell. And then I probably have another order waiting over here because I do like to stack my entries. All right. And then we're tucking stops up here somewhere. Okay. So if we scroll out, see price just kind of ping pong around a bit, and then it eventually makes its way down. Okay, so as we now enter into a trending market, then we could apply our principles of supply and demand, could draw out our levels, wait for price to come back and retest those levels. All right, like this one right here. This is a nice demand zone. Wait for the break. All right, price comes back up to retest, write it back down. So this is how you use these patterns, guys. Continuation, double top, and head and shoulders. Want to have a nice arsenal. I really only trade these three. There's a lot more out there. There's harmonics. I don't really mess with harmonics at all, but I know a lot of people who make a great living trading harmonic patterns as well. But memorize these three: the head and shoulders, the flags, and the double tops. Go back and back test so that you know what they look like on your charts, and incorporate them into your trading plan because they do work. All right. Happy trading, and we'll talk soon. Peace.